Hi, my name is Riley Allen. This is my review of Season 1, Episode 3 of the Acolyte titled Destiny. So the last two episodes I've been complaining about how we got no flashbacks, so I don't know anything about like the past of the twins, and now we got a whole episode dedicated to it, and I don't think we needed that. We only have I thought it was 6, but I realized it was 8. Still, that's not a lot. 8 episodes. They must have been real confident that this would have got renewed. So, I do like Osha's character a bit more, I suppose. So her storyline in this episode was basically her wanting to be independent. She wanted to branch out. She wanted to have her own things, like her own secrets, which is fair, I suppose. But her sister didn't like that, because they share everything, because they're supposed to share everything. They live in a coven of witches, and for the life of me, I don't really like the witches. I don't know why. I just feel like they're like the Dark Sisters. The Night Sisters. They're the Night Sisters, but different. Same, but different. I think they're more so in the middle between the Night Sisters and the Jedi. They all use the Force. There ain't no dudes there, which is fair because of Coven of Witches. Don't know what the hell happens if... I don't... I think it's implied that, Osha and May are... They said Osha and May don't have a father, which implies, were they created by the Force or some shit? Like Anakin, which, if that's the case, that's stupid. That's dumb. If they pull out the excuse of they were created by the Force, I don't... What? I mean, if they are, does this imply that they were failures and like Anakin, they were the broken pancakes and Anakin, of all people, was like the perfect pancake or something? Like, you always burn the first pancake until you get the second pancake right? Were these the burnt pancakes and for some reason Anakin killed the younglings, Skywalker was the perfect pancake? Or did the Force just be like, close enough? Close enough, because the alternative is Rey is somehow a chosen one. I think I know why some of the Acolyte didn't review well, I suppose. That's what I know about the Acolyte. It wasn't very well received by a lot of people. And I think it's implied in this episode that 2 of the women in the Coven were in a relationship, which I guess might have ruffled some feathers. I don't really care about that, though. So, they were having an ascending ceremony, where they were going to ascend into the Coven. May ascended. Osha didn't. The Jedi barged in, which is kind of like, busting into someone's house without a warrant. On the suspect. Without a warrant, Although I guess the laws are somewhat in their favor. I guess the Jedi do have different laws than our world. Different world. So I guess the Jedi in that galaxy have the right to go into someone's home if they suspect there's a Force sensitive, or if they suspect there's someone being trained, which I think is very fair. Maybe in world, I suppose that would ruffle feathers, but from a fan point of view who knows what the hell a trained Darksider could do, Palpatine, you know, he was trained in secret, and we know what type of force he was. So I suppose I understand it. Don't really, you know. But also they brought up the great point. This planet is not in the Republic. Which kind of brings up another thing I don't like about the Jedi. They don't really, from what I've seen, they don't tend to stick out of the Republic for some reason. Mostly. Like, I mean, sometimes they do, I suppose. I think it's like confirmed that Quinlan Voss was in episode 1 in Tatooine for some reason. So Osha takes a test to become a Jedi, and she's passed the test, and she wants to become a Jedi. That's what she wants. May throws a hissy fit and locks Osha in their room and says, "You can't leave. I'm not going to let you. What are you going to do about it?" And when Osha asks her what you're going to do about it, this little psychotic killer says, "I'm going to kill you." What? 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 So she lights the fire that was mentioned. Now, I suspect that there's going to be something going on because we don't see everybody die. We just see their bodies. So I suspect maybe the Jedi may have had a hand in it. So that's why May wants them dead. But I don't know. So I do like that their mother, one of their mothers, I guess, was talking about destiny isn't predetermined by the Force, which I do like. I like that it's kind of a different interpretation of the Force. Personally, I'm of the opinion that the dark side, the light side, and whatever the hell the Night Sisters doing, what these witches are doing, and this are all of the same Force. Like, I know there's a theory that the witches, Death and Mirror and witches are tapping into like a different force due to them being confirmed from a different galaxy, but I think what they're tapping into is like a different part of the same force. That's my theory anyway. That's kind of the way I think about it. And I love that this is a different interpretation, like like reminding them that free will is a thing. Like, they have maybe they have their destinies, but their destinies is their own making. I don't really like the manipulation kind of, though. Like, that's kind of what happens with cults, though. There's a whole lot of manipulation, and this is definitely a cult. Like, they were manipulating the girls, like, talking about threads. Like, they were bonded together before they even came into this world or whatever. So now they're still bonded together by a thread, and I'm just like, And then they were talking about the power of one, the power of two, the power of many. I don't know what the hell that's about. Power of one, the power of two, the power of many. I don't know. I didn't understand it. I feel like some of these scenes, though, could have just been like small flashbacks. I don't think we needed a whole episode dedicated to this. I suppose, like, I do like that they're pointing out the Jedi's fallacies, I think. You know, like, I think this is kind of what it is. Like, this whole show is, like, pointing out the fallacies of the Jedi, which basically showed that the Jedi Order was destined to fall way before it fell. If it wasn't Palpatine, it'd have been another Sith. If it wasn't Anakin, it'd have been another fallen Jedi, I think. Like, this is kind of what this show's showing with the, you know, political corruption that's kind of in the Jedi, you know? At least that's kind of what I'm interpreting. I'm gonna give this episode a 5, I suppose. The ending ended with us on May, you know, her crying out Osh's name. And, are we supposed to pity her? Are we supposed to feel bad for her? I mean, yes, she's a little girl, but she's old enough to understand what her actions were gonna cause. Like, she knew that she was gonna kill her sister. That's her plan. That was her plan. I mean, maybe I can empathize with her the same way I can empathize with Anakin becoming Vader. Like, I can empathize how he got there, but past that point, fuck that dude. Like, Anakin is a great villain. That's what he is. I personally don't think Anakin was ever redeemed. That's a whole... I'm just gonna stop right there. I suppose that's a whole different topic, but I personally believe Anakin is not redeemed. And I hope that's not what they're going with this. Like, oh, poor Osha, or poor May. I hope that that's not what they're trying to go with. Like, yes, something... No, not even something tragic. Her sister chose a different path than her. And so she wanted to kill her. No, that... At least Anakin, I suppose, had a somewhat of a better reason for going all murder Sithy side, with losing his mother and being a slave. But even then, like, come on. I'm giving this episode a 4 out of 10. Thanks for watching the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next video.